I'm your favorite cousin, and this is Allegedly Chicago. On Sunday night, August 10th, a fight broke out at the District Bar and Grill in Wicker Park. A female officer had reported that she was jumped by several people, including another male officer. 3 days later, an officer who identified himself as Carlos Baker called around to local businesses asking for surveillance footage of the fight that broke outside the bar. He identified himself as an investigating officer, but he called from his personal phone number with no warrant, and he was also identified as the suspect in that fight, not an investigating officer. I'm gonna have to bring back the officer dumbass name because this is ridiculous. You could at least have somebody else call on your behalf, but you calling yourself, giving them your name, you calling from your personal phone number, not even an official number from the police, no warrant, no nothing. What are you doing? So yeah, like I said, he was part of that fight. Tampering with evidence much. On June 5th, the Gresham District Tactical Team spotted a man with a gun, chased him into an apartment building. Another man flashed a gun or pointed a gun at Baker, and that's when Baker shot his partner, Crystal Rivera, in the back, where unfortunately she died. Now, I would be lying if I said I believed that this was a mistake because it just didn't sound right to me from the beginning. A lot of the news outlets were calling it friendly fire, and I called the BS immediately. How do you shoot somebody in the back? Now, tell me if I'm wrong or not, but policemen are some of the most trained people with guns, meaning they should have aim when they shoot. Why are you standing behind your partner with your gun drawn like that? That lets me know either they had an intimate relationship or she knew something that he didn't want to get out. One of the two. But immediately, it was BS to me. I didn't believe it. And the fact that they took so long to release his names was also BS to me. They kept coming back with updates about the people they were chasing and how they got charged for her death and all this other stuff. But it's like, okay, they didn't kill her. This other person did. And now we have some more things that done came out. This story, putting everything together, is not going to turn out for him the way he thought it would. So before Baker shot Crystal Rivera in the back and killed her, they both were part of a gun buyback on the south side. It was intentionally botched by an officer who stole a Glock and put it back on the street. Crystal Rivera was a witness who made her best efforts to try to locate the stolen gun, but it probably was already gone by then. Now, sources don't say what happened with that investigation. I think they initially closed it and had to reopen it once the buyback program probed as to what their findings were. But I have my suspicions. Baker has had 10 complaints since his 2021 hire, 5 of which were officially sustained by COPA. Some of these complaints include excessive force, unprofessional behavior, improper stops, and probably dozens of others that we don't even know about, most of which happened during his probationary period. So he should have been fired. Some more complaints is that he didn't arrest a home invader. And another thing that happened was a woman he was dating. He ran into her at a bar. Again, it's something with him in these bars. He ran into her at a bar on the north side, but she was on a date with another man. He got mad, threatened her, flashed his gun. She filed a complaint, but she later became uncooperative, meaning she retracted her story. So let's do a quick little timeline for a better understanding. So after he shot and killed his partner, Crystal Rivera, in June, then he was later placed on paid administrative leave. Then he was later placed on medical leave. Now, when you're placed on administrative and medical leave, you are not an active officer, which means that you cannot investigate anything that's going on. And in my opinion, in the instance that you kill your partner in friendly fire, his gun and his badge should have been taken away from him. Period, point blank. Like immediately after. That should have been part of the investigation, especially since he has a long history of violence and misplaced anger. Plus, he was also present at that botched gun buyback, and the main witness is now dead because of him. Fast forward to August 10th, he gets into a bar fight that night with a fellow officer, female officer, because he wanted her to delete video footage she had on her phone. What she recorded, I don't know, but no grounds for attacking somebody. 3 days later, he's caught calling around on behalf of himself unofficially, because again, he's on administrative and medical leave, paid unofficially, no warrants, no nothing, asking for the footage of the fight, tampering with evidence, tampering with witnesses, possibly. August 14th is when CBS, specifically Sarah Maki, reported on the fight and him investigating himself unofficially. And between the 14th and the 15th is when CPD finally took his badge and his gun from him, which they should have been get, because if you're not active, then what do you have a badge and a gun for? It makes zero sense to me. I'll end with all of this saying Carlos Baker is an officer dumbass. Release the body cam footage from June. We need to see it.